Hello and welcome to the program from the State Assemblies. This is where we review legislative activities across state houses of assembly. On this episode, Plateau Assembly decries ongoing killings, urges security overhaul and government action. Sokoto Assembly orders contractors back to site, demands timely completion of key projects. Plus, Kanua Assembly moves to enhance citizens' welfare, passes motion on social amenities. Details of this and more stories will be coming your way shortly. I am your host, Amina Saidu. Thank you for staying with us. In the week under review, Plateau State House of Assembly has raised concerns over killings of citizens in parts of the state, with a call on security and the state government to re-strategize ways of bringing to an end the ugly situation. The call was made during plenary presided by the Speaker, Nalong Daniel. Ruth Stephen reports.
In a matter of urgent public importance raised by the member representing Wassa State constituency, Galadima Ibrahim, decried the recurring killings and banditry attacks in his constituents, urging government to tackle the situation with the deployment of security operatives to the communities. Other members who supported the motion buttressed the fact that virtually all communities in the 3 zones of the state have experienced attacks of different forms. Hence, it is the collective efforts that calls for stern action.
Attention of this honorable house, the recent banditry and kidnapping attack in Bashar district was a local government area, specifically in the following community. 1. Yuli community. 2. Nyalong Company community. 3. Kungurmi community. This attack has undoubtedly caused immense fear, insecurity and disruption to the life of our constituents.
Also at plenary, 3 bills sponsored by Mayor Kitiodo SAN, member representing Kompan State constituency, passed first reading, while 10th September 2025 has been slated for the consideration of second reading. The bills are Plateau State Community Early Warning System to curb the menace of banditry and armed herdsmen, a bill to provide the resolution of investment and commercial disputes, as well as a law to prohibit the use of manufacturing, transport and sales of single-use plastic in the state.
There has been agitations all over for community policing and what have you. Even though that has not been passed, we have local vigilantes, local security structures, that if they are seriously empowered and we take a different strategy, I believe with early warnings and those security agencies that we have within our communities, we will be able to curb the menace.
If our people who we are truly representing are no longer safe, yes, as VIPs we may be entitled to some level of securities, but the moment our people are not safe and the situation keep escalating, it will get to a level that even to sit in a government house like this, it will be difficult for all of us.
You are alive. Whatever you have lost, you will still get it tomorrow. So, sir, I think that government has to also wake up, especially government at the local level.
Meanwhile, all House standing committees were dissolved following the announcement of Joseph Gokum as the majority leader, Abdul Yanga, Deputy Chief Whip, Isaac Daliop, Chief Whip, Owen Dagogot, Deputy Majority Leader, and Ibrahim Galadima as Party Whip, who will now serve as principal officers.
Thank you, Ruth. Sokoto State House of Assembly has resolved to call on contractors handling the renovation of Kware, Gwadabawa and Ilela Road projects, as well as the remodeling of Dukamaje Primary School in Gada local government, to remobilize to sites and ensure timely completion of projects. Correspondent Shehu Yusuf Anka reports that the resolution followed motions to that effect by the Deputy Speaker Kabiru Ibrahim Kwari and the member representing Gada East constituency Kabiru Dauda.
in consideration of the importance of the road project to the benefiting communities. Member representing Kware constituency, Kabiru Ibrahim, moved the motion on the need for the state government to remobilize the contracting firm to site to ease the hardship being experienced by motorists plying the road. The lawmaker noted that the contract was awarded by the previous administration and up till now, the work is not in progress. The road project links Kware, Gwadabawa, and Indela local government areas.
Before you drive to the end of the road, you're suffering. And we are crying. The contracts are awarded since last administrations.
Also at the plenary, member representing Gada East constituency, Kabiru Dauda, moved a motion on the need for the state government to rehabilitate Dukama, the model primary school, in the local government to boost education of the area. The lawmaker is extremely concerned on the poor condition of the school, saying the situation poses setback on the teaching and learning process in the area for many years. He further described the situation as contrary to the present administration's priority on education sector as part of its 9-point smart agenda.
Education at Dukamaje Model Primary School has reached deteriorating point.
Members contributed described the motion as basis of ensuring even distribution of dividend of democracy to the electorates. The Speaker, Tukurbola Bodinga, who presided the plenary, said the House to call on the state government as a matter of urgency to do the needful. The House has adjourned its plenary till tomorrow, Wednesday, for continuation of the legislative duties.
In a bid to improve the socio-economic well-being of citizens, the Kano State House of Assembly has deliberated and passed 3 motions focused on the provision of essential social amenities across various communities in the state. Samira Hamisu Shura reports.
Presenting his motion, Mudassir Ibrahim Zawachiki, who represents Kumbuzo constituency, explained that there is an urgent need of refurbishing some public health facilities in the locality, since urbanization has taken over most of the area, and is calling on the state government to upgrade primary healthcare centers in Mariri, Naibawa, Shika Makaranta, and Chiranchi. Other motions that scaled through Tuesday's plenary include a joint motion from Representative Shaibu Rabiu of the Wakin Kudu and his counterpart of Warawa, Labaran Abdul Madari, on the provision of potable drinking water to the teeming populace of their constituencies. For Murtala Musa Kori, his motion focused on the construction of a road from Gawon Bature to Mirini in Dambata local government area. The House has been adjourned to Monday, the 14th of July 2025.
As the country continues to grapple with congestion in correctional centers, the Lagos State House of Assembly is deliberating on a bill to establish a modern correctional center which will improve for administration of custodial and non-custodial sentences across the state. Musa Toliat reports that the private member bill sponsored by the Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, has scaled second reading on the floor of the Assembly in Lagos.
It's another day of plenary at the Lagos House of Assembly, and the lawmakers are set to deliberate on the need for Lagos State to establish a modern correctional facility. The 5th alteration, number 15, Act 2023, renamed prisons as correctional services and moved it from the exclusive list to the concurrent list, thereby allowing both federal and state governments to legislate on correctional facilities. An impending bill for a law to establish the Lagos State Correctional Service therefore sets the tone for contributions from lawmakers on the private member bill.
It is an honor and privilege to read for the second time a bill for a law to establish the Lagos State Correctional Service, to make provision for the administration of custodian and non-custodian measures in Lagos State and for connected purposes.
Chairman, Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights, Public Petitions and LASIEC, Honorable Oladipo Ajemali, gave an insight into the bill.
The structure of the correctional service is spoken in Section 5, where it is composed of the custodial service and the non-custodial service, and also training institutions administered by the State Controller General, Deputy Controllers, and also superintendents, meaning that the capacity of handling and managing the affairs of this service is already apt in this bill. The governing board is there, which will be appointed by the governor, and the necessary functions that include the setting up of guidelines, security procedures, policy recommendations. But the functions also of this correctional service, as stated in Section 4 of this bill, speaks to safe custody and rehabilitation. Again, rehabilitation, which is a key factor to ensure that these people are not going to come out the same way they went in, but in a better place.
Some lawmakers believe a state-run correctional facility will set standard on physical and mental well-being of inmates.
Section 36, prohibiting of dehumanizing the treatment. There's also a place I would have loved that if we can put it that the correctional officers should be banned from bringing out drugs, because it is common all over the world. Is the what do you call it? The correctional officers that will bring the hard drugs for the inmates. So there should be a punishment. It's also dehumanizing that inmate. So I think there should be a section or something for that there.
They are our brothers and our sisters, and they have been sent there to be able to reshape them, to remote them, and coming out with different diseases just because the prison is congested. Any one of us that will be able to speak to Dick's bill with passion need to visit one of our prisons, and will be shocked with the way prisoner is being treated.
The bill also presented a platform for legislators to renew the call for state police and the need for an enhanced criminal justice system in the state.
Thank God that we are moving gradually towards a true federalism, because before you can't see something like this, everything is beckoned on federal government. This bill will be very perfect if the federal government can complement us in the area of state police, which we're supposed to continue to hammer. When we have state police, it will complement this bill, and the rate of crime will be reduced in Lagos State.
It is not all about taking people to the prison. It is all about enforcing the law. We talk about the Onyabo boys and some miscreants that move around the street. It's not all of them that are needed to be taken to prison. It is the effective community service that really actually deter people from committing minor crimes. So, and this bill, again, will also address the issue of restorative justice system. When we have a sound restorative justice system, I think it is something that a society will look up to.
Speaker Mudashiru Obasa submits that the bill is capable of ensuring a safer society for Lagos residents.
For us to create a viable economic environment, it is necessary to have a law of this nature. When, as it is well established that the police do not have the capability to, ensure security and protection of the whole country as it is today. And that was what informed the Neighborhood Safety Corps, so that they can be in performing their function. They also need an institution of this nature.
He thereafter committed the bill to House Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights, Public Petitions and LASIEC. They are to report back to the House of Assembly in 3 weeks. He thereafter committed the bill to the House Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights, Public Petitions and LASIEC.
Thank you, Musa. Meanwhile, Kogi State House of Assembly has passed 3 bills to be assented to by the executive arm. A bill for a law to amend the Kogi State Oil Producing Area Development Commission Law 2025 is among the bills. Jacob Sani tells us more.
Other bills that scaled through are the bill for a law to repeal the Kogi State Emergency Management Agency Law 2024 and a bill for a law to amend the Kogi State Commodity Exchange Export Promotion and Market Development Agency Law 2025. Earlier, clause-by-clause consideration by the Committee of the Whole were observed. Contributions, observations, and suggestions took center stage on the bill for a law to amend the Kogi State Oil Producing Area Development Commission Law 2025.
Normally, we used to have area offices, but then it is the oil companies that establish those offices. Therefore, I think, Deputy Speaker, the oil companies will establish those offices, but not by law. Thank you.
Section 20 of the principal law is amended by inserting the phrase as the chief accounting officer immediately after the words the Director General.
The Speaker of the House, Aliu Umar, thereafter returned to his seat.
A bill
for a law to amend the Kogi State Oil Producing Area Development Commission Law 2023 and other matters commented therewith 2025. Third reading. This bill is hereby passed into law by Kogi State House of Assembly.
The House later adjourned to another legislative day.
You're watching the program from the State Assemblies, a program that reviews legislative activities in state houses of assembly across the nation. We now take a break. When we return, Akwa Ibom Assembly passes motion to ban roadside parking by heavy trucks to curb accidents as Kogi State House of Assembly launches tree planting campaign to combat climate change. Stay with us.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has passed a resolution calling on the State Ministry of Transport to restrict heavy-duty trucks from parking on the roadside to prevent accidents. This is sequel to a motion brought before the House by a member representing Nsubim State Constituency, Otobong Bob Nsikak Nkuk, reports.
Member representing Nsubim State Constituency and the leader of the House, Otobong Bob, is worried about the indiscriminate parking of heavy-duty trucks, trailers and tankers along the major roads corridors of the state.
Let this Honorable House resolve to mandate the Ministry of Transport to enforce parking regulations and restrictions to prevent these trucks from parking on the roadside and in hazardous locations. Provide designated paid parking lots garages along these major road corridors for these heavy-duty trucks to guide against their parking on major roads and intersections.
Some lawmakers say, aside from obstruction and destruction of the road, most accidents are caused by wrong parking of trucks, which is detrimental to other road users.
We should call on respective local government chairmen to be attentive to their duty, set up task force. That is money waiting for local government to be made. Some areas of it, Uyo, Ipesikoso, and all that belong to capital city, then we can also call Uyo capital city to do so. Because Uyo capital city have overriding authority by law in those areas.
Most of these heavy trucks, especially those ones that are loaded, cause great problems because you find out that where they are parked for a long time, there is a strain on the road over time. The road will be, the short of the road will be compromised and not be out of, so it's very important that this motion is in consideration.
This motion is very timely. Supporting the labor and waiting behind it. And encourage the Honorable House to take action according to prayers.
The Speaker, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Udemotong, speaks.
The House called on the Ministry of Transport and Local Government Council to enforce parking regulations and restrictions to prevent these trucks from parking on the roadside and in hazardous locations. Thank you very much. That's the wish of the House.
Yes.
Some of the roads most affected are Kalabaitu Road, up to Itam Junction, Idoro Road, Ikorokwikono Junction, Oron, Eket Ona, Ikorakpaden, Ikorobasi Roads, among others.
We now take you to Kogi State House of Assembly, where tree planting campaigns commenced with the aim of mitigating the impact of climate change on the environment, in line with global best practices. Speaker of the House, Aliyu Umar Yusuf, at the event in Lokoja stresses the importance of enhancing healthy environment. Jacob Sani tells us more.
Coming up, anywhere you have it, signify peace, love, happiness, and fertile land.
The tree planting exercise embarked upon by the legislative of government in Kogi State is geared towards addressing the menace of erosion and land degradation threatening both human and critical infrastructure in parts of the state. To the Speaker, the planting initiative is one of the modest ways of encouraging residents on proper management of the environment to guarantee a healthy living.
What we are demonstrating here today from all 236 wards is being captured. In the not distant future, Kogi State will be seen to be producing more agricultural produce.
The trees, which comprises of different species, expert believes will grow well, having been planted in line with the required land specifications.
All these plants are being arranged according to the sweetness of that soil.
It is hopeful that these trees will grow, serving as a source of revenue drive for the state if properly nurtured.
Now, moving on, Katsina State House of Assembly has approved the recommendations of its committee, Kasarota and Katsina State Transport Authority, on the modalities to reduce the rate of road accidents in the state. Abidu Yunusa reports that the House also made an urgent call on the executive arm of government to construct drainage channels in Jambongo and Rahamawa communities in Katsina local government.
The approval of the recommendations of the House Committee on Road Safety and State Transport Authority is sequent to laying and presentation of reports by Committee Chairman Zahraddin Usman Sani. Presenting the report on the modalities to reduce the rate of road crashes in the state, the chairman says the committee discovered that overspeeding, negligence by drivers, coupled with lack of enforcement of traffic rules are some of the major causes of road crashes in the state. He therefore asked the state road safety agencies to enforce traffic rules and regulations.
Authorities must impose vehicle loading limits. Rigorously, checkpoints shall be equipped with weight equipment. Legislation should be enacted and impose that prohibit the transport and the passengers in heavy-duty trucks designed for goods.
Meanwhile, the House has appealed to the executive arm of government to construct drainage channels in Jambongo and Rahamawa communities in Katsina local government to checkmate a gully erosion in the areas. The lawmaker representing the local government, Aliyu Abubakar Ababa, who visited the densely populated communities, noted that the gully erosion has destroyed access roads and other landed properties in the area. The Speaker, Nasir Yahya, directed the clerk to forward the two resolutions to the executive arm of government. From Katsina State House of Assembly.
Thank you, Abidu. A bill, Christian Forestry Board Bill 2025, has passed through second reading at the floor of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly. Debating on the bill, lawmakers said the bill seeks to effectively manage the forests, restore the ecosystem, preserve wildlife, economic trees, and also stop deforestation in the state. Correspondent Baratu Aperi Awe has more.
Worried by the indiscriminate felling of economic trees in Bayelsa State, the Deputy Speaker of the House, Michael Obiri, noted that if stringent measures are not put in place, the state will experience scarcity of wood. According to the lawmaker, the bill, which equally wants the establishment of a board to monitor and control the activities of wood dealers, will also generate revenue for the state.
Bayelsans, we are aware what is happening in our environments, especially the rural area. Our forest is totally gone. Before now, when I was a little boy, I was with my grandfather in the forest. Sometimes even with heavy rain downpour, we hardly even feel the rain because we're under some of these big trees that looks like shelters to us. And Mr. Speaker, during that period, there were lots of animals in our forest.
Also, the majority leader of the House, Mondo Obolo, and other lawmakers described the bill as sensitive and encompassing, as the forest is the people's wealth, health, identity, amongst others. They stressed that giving a legal backing to tackle deforestation is a step in the right direction.
The Niger Delta, the Bayelsa example was what God saw, because every human resource from the state of nature that as human beings we need to survive, we are deposited in our land. And to see us destroy this God-given resource, Mr. Speaker, is the height of wickedness against our own selves.
The young boys, they are so unfortunate that they will not have that. They could not find any opportunity in my community because some greedy people are putting greedy people in Nigeria decided to destroy all these organs, and it actually affecting society, affecting ourselves.
People, because of greed, will allow these things that ordinarily ought not to happen, because these things were preserved by our forefathers, our ancestors. But in getting to this time, especially communities like Ogono, and very beautiful other trees, they are valued and exploited unreasonably.
The Symbols and Songs Amendment Bill 2025 and Security Trust Fund Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2025 were also read for the first time.
And this is where we call it today on this week's episode of the program From the State Assemblies. Remember, you can still watch this episode, news and other programs on our social media handles showing on your screen. Thank you for watching. I remain your host, Amina Saidu.